This video is inspired by a previous video I did where I discussed the ups and downs of starting to prep. Well, today I'd like to talk about buying MREs for prepping purposes or for personal enjoyment. And yeah, in me buying and trading for MREs in the past, I found there's some MREs out there that are pretty tasty, so whenever I see them, I like to pick them up. Well, if you like what you hear, like, share, and subscribe. Help a small creator out. Well, let's get on with it then. Well, what are some considerations in buying MREs? Well, the first is age. A lot of MREs are either well past their expiration date if you buy them online, especially foreign ones, or they're maybe a year behind their expiration date. Usually they have a lot of stuff that stores well in them, so even if they're like a year or so past their expiration, there's probably still something good in there. A thought to think about whenever you're looking at the older ones. There are newer MREs on the market, even some made relatively recently and have a few years left on their shelf life. And then there's people who actually manufacture, new product MREs out there, or shelf-stable foods in the same vein as MREs. There are other considerations. For example, shipping and handling. You order an MRE and it looks fine in the picture and you get there, and in the shipping process it got all banged up. There's goo and stuff all over it because maybe there's some jam or something in it that's now all over the place. Maybe one of the main dishes in it's particularly soupy, or, a stew or an actual soup. There's storage considerations, considering the fact that once you get them, they a lot of times only have a year at most left on their expiration date. And yeah, they're a complete meal usually, or sometimes a complete 24 hours pack, but after a year, you either eat it or hope there's stuff in it, or you just open it up to check if there's anything in it that'll last longer. That's what I do when I get them, is I open them up and see what's in there and see if it will be able to be stored longer than what the expiration date says on the thing, because, well, a lot of the times there is, an expiration date on the pack, but it might have something like crackers that has another 5 years or something left on its expiration date. But one of the mains or the desserts, have a much shorter, if they even have desserts. Some do, some don't. And, they could sit there and they may be the thing that only lasts 1 year, and that's why it has a 1 year life expectancy on it. As to the quality of food, it does vary quite a bit. You can get MREs with very good quality meals that feel like they would be served at a restaurant. However, those tend to be the ones with short expiration dates on them. You have others that are effectively definitely shelf stable and have that shelf stable taste. Very boxy, or taste like the can, or just generally not very flavorful. Are there any specific MREs to look for? Well, the Russian ones are pretty good, the Belarusian, the Eastern European, because then you get things like buckwheat porridge, which are absolutely delicious. The German ones get some pretty good stuff too. The American MREs aren't half bad either. It just depends on where you buy and what's in them. And a lot of the times they'll list in menus on what's in them on the package, or when you buy them online. A lot of times the stores will list what's in them, and you got to check because, you got to make sure you're buying from a reputable dealer online. That's another. Some places are good sellers of MREs and other places not so much. Gotta do your research. Some places that sell MREs also sell their components separately. And some companies that manufacture MREs have started selling their components separately themselves. So there's all kinds of options on the market right now. Well, that'll be it for now. Thank you for your time, and see you around.